I'm a resident of Marin County.
I'm your Libertarian candidate for the United States Congress.
All right.
And I'm representing Marin County.
Fantastic. Great to hear that.
Thank you.
Glad we have a choice.
Thank you.
I have a question here regarding foreign policy. Just wanted to get your views on it.
Thank you.
I recently read that the United States government has decided to what might be called bail out Georgia, and that's the state of Georgia, not the United States, but the Georgia over next to the Soviet Union. They've committed themselves, the United States government has committed itself to giving them $1 billion, I think, over the next 3 years, which sounds like a lot of money to me, while the state of Georgia in the United States is on the verge of bankruptcy due to the current recession. What are your views on that?
Well, I think it's absolutely outrageous. The state of Georgia, adjacent to the Soviet Union, former Soviet Union, is surrounded by European Union members that have a vested interest in their area of the world. We have no business to be involved in Georgia, and in fact, I would say France and England and Germany, that's their area, and they should be the ones to be involved in it. And our idea of subsidizing them and spending American taxpayer dollars is completely wrong. It needs to be home, and the right Georgia should be helped, if at all.
Great.
So I think we need to change our mindset from one where we're constantly giving money to countries all over the world. I think the $1 billion is probably low relative to some other countries that we spend billions on. The war in Iraq, for instance, is billions and billions, maybe on a daily basis. It's time we...
Like something like $10 billion a month or something like that?
That's probably the only small part of it. So we could do a lot better by getting adventurism out of our foreign policy and rethinking how we do things, and that's one of them, and you called attention to a very important point. It's a good example.
Great.
Is there anything else I can possibly eliminate?
Yeah, I guess maybe in regards to that, I'm just going to sort of ad-lib it, but how is it that the United States government would be concerned? I mean, especially at a time like this, we've got this big bailout going on, there's a lot of economic problems here, and sounds like they're continuing to send the money outside of the country. It's, I'm not making a really theoretical economic argument here. It just sounds like they're sending all this money out of the country when we need it right here.
Well, it's not justified at all. We have 250 military bases throughout the world that cost us a lot of money. We're propping up and giving money to countries all over the world. We need to take care of our own economy, our own people. They talk about people in need. Well, there's Americans that need. There's Americans that have needs, and we're not even addressing those. So I think we need to rethink it.
Yeah, I guess I heard this morning that a number of states, the unemployment funds are all running out of money, so I'm a libertarian too, so I'm not too concerned about unemployment benefits, but it sounds like right at this point that might be something to help people out locally, and so $1 billion to the state of Michigan or something might be better served, at least to the people of the country.
And there's other issues as well. If you saw that the CalPERS, the state pension fund, is running into some economic issues, billions of dollars in shortfall. They have some fundamental problems. So in fact, they'll be increasing their charges to municipalities, who will in turn charge us. So we have other issues and other problems, and they're big ones. The state of California just asked the federal government for an $8 billion transition loan. I think they've tried to utilize bonds to solve their problem, but that's just the beginning.
All right. Yeah.
We've got to think about spending money and how we spend money. This is like a drunken sailor society, and I call it the Paris Hilton instant gratification society, because people think they need to be like Paris Hilton and they use the credit cards. It's time we think about saving, and the government needs to be thinking about saving and do it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your libertarian views.
Well, that's
it's
great.
Very important.
You'll get my vote.
Well, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate it very much.
Sure.
Sharon, mine's Joel. Sharon.
Hi, Joel. Nice to meet you.
We talked a little bit before.
Did.
Thank you very much for
Sure.
helping me out, learning about your your project here. It's very important.
Thanks. Well, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How does your platform differ from either the standard Republican platform in this election or the Democratic platform?
Well, I think there's several ways, but I think simplistically, libertarians are socially liberal and economically conservative. Socially liberal means we're concerned about civil rights and human rights. We're peace activists. We want to see a different profile for the world in terms of how the United States interacts with the world, and we act in a responsible way, in a peaceful way, and we don't have foreign wars. So that is probably paramount for a libertarian. I would say economically conservative because we want people to balance a budget, live within their means, don't print money, don't leave us with massive debt. There's $500,000 per family is our debt right now. And that's a horrible, terrible place for our children to be and live at. So those are two of the key points. And of course, transparency in everything, including business. We've got a very serious economic problem that we're dealing with now, and a lot of it has to do with government spending and a lack of transparency in business and in government. So those are several areas that I think are different. We have different views of taxation. We have different ways about how we think taxes should be collected. But we also feel, and I know that you're involved in this community here, that a lot of these problems can be solved at the community level. I know that's very important to you. Libertarians have a very strong educational platform, and we believe that the most important thing for democracy is an educated society.
That's right.
So that rings a bell about Head Start. And also, I don't know if you're aware that libertarians feel that every parent should have an opportunity to let children go to the school of their choice. So we're voucher program advocates, and we're not about giving $2,000 or $3,000 per family, but a lot more, so that every family has a chance to get an education. Those kids, because we don't have that, our country is doomed.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Nice meeting you.